The following performance was videotaped live during the 2014 Toronto Fringe Festival, using vintage tube video cameras circa 1986. Big Head Amusements would like to thank Marilla Wex and Lara Johnson for this unique opportunity.
The first time I see my husband, he's sitting in the bar of the Cherry Hill Hilton in New Jersey. It's Christmas 2000. The first thing I notice about him is his hands. He has beautiful hands, which is appropriate given that he's a writer, but I don't know that yet. He is cradling a beer and I have a thirst for one, which is why I'm looking at his hands. I'm not looking at his face because I'm at the bar of the Cherry Hill Hilton with my new boyfriend. The boyfriend I left my first husband for earlier in the year. I'm just going to take it back a bit. It's Christmas, 1999. I am playing various woodland and other creatures in The Lion, the Witch of the Wardrobe, the Royal Shakespeare Theatre in Stratford-on-Avon. The real one. I have been married just over a year. I'm about to turn 30 years old, and I have no idea that my marriage will founder in Narnia. Well, not exactly Narnia. I don't fall in love with Mr. Tumnus or even Mrs. Beaver. No, it's the musical director of the Cherry Orchard that's playing in the other house, who is ultimately responsible for introducing me not only to adultery, but also to the international Jewish music scene, and my second husband in the bar of the Cherry Hill Hilton. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go back a little bit further. It's the summer of 1995. I have just graduated from the Bristol Old Vic Theatre School, and my heart has been broken into a million tiny pieces. At the age of 25 years old, I feel like my life is over. Oh, sod it. Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. It's 1980. I'm in year 5. I'm 10. Year 5 is the year when you take the first big exams, the ones which tell you which school you go to next. I love them. They're all sons and writing stories, everything I really like. If there was a singing and dancing part, it would be a dream come true. One day, I get sent to the headmaster's office. Sit down, Marilla. I have something serious to tell you. Blimey, you must have done something really bad. I put on my grown-up face. You have got in to the King's High School for Girls in Warwick. They've awarded you a full scholarship. Congratulations! I don't really know what that means, so I nod and I shake his hand like I understand and I go back to my class. When I get to my new school, my difference is made clear to me immediately. The first girl who speaks to me is Sarah Jane Marison, whose opening gambit of, "Have you got a pony?" tells me everything I need to know about the next 7 years of school. I'm not as poor as some of the other scholarship girls in their hand-knitted, non-regulation cardigans, but I don't have a pony, a horse, or a friggin' helicopter. I have never competed in a gymkhana or a tennis tournament, and I sure as hell don't have a second home in the south of France, like the majority of the fee-paying students at the King's High School for Girls in Warwick. It's 1984. I am 14 years old, my hormones are raging, and I am in love with Adamant. Despite the fact there's a big debate at school about whether he's a boy or a girl. I'm still really pissed off that my dad's not my real dad, so in my lunch hour I go to Warwick Library and I find my real dad's name in the phone book for Leicester. I write it down, I go home and I tell my mum, I'm going to call Dad! Okay, let me know how it goes. I'm expecting more of a row. My stepdad just smiles. I go in the back room. Oh, hello, yes. May I speak with John Cole, please? It's his daughter, Marilla. It's been 7 years since I've spoken to her. Hello, Rill. How's it going? Like nothing's ever changed. We arranged to meet at my other nan's house on Friday night, where Dad's going to pick me up and take me to his place for the weekend. My stepdad says, would you like a lift to your nan's on Friday? Okay. I count the days till I see my dad. I get butterflies every time I think about it. When my stepdad drops me off, he says, have a lovely time. I will, I say, determined. When we get to his place, it's obvious his wife hates me on sight. And she says not one word to me the entire weekend. But his stepdaughter's quite nice and friendly. And I get fussed over for all my aunts and uncles I haven't seen in years. I am so happy. I've found half my family. On Sunday night, Dad takes me back to Nan's and my stepdad's there to pick me up. It's a bit awkward. Hi, Dad. Bye. Dad. Graham. John. When we get in the car, my stepdad says, did you have a lovely time? Yeah, it was brilliant. And he drives me home. My real dad never contacts me again. I found him, but it turns out he was happy being lost. In 1993, having spent 2 years placating my bank manager, I go straight back into further education when I win a place on the postgraduate course at the Bristol Old Vic Theatre School, where I finally lose my Midlands accent. I am so happy. After 5 years of youth theatre and university, and with 2 years of drama school ahead of me, I know I have found my one true church, the theatre. The congregants are goofy and creative, high maintenance and highly strung, both actors and technicians alike, and I love all of them. These are my people. But soon after school starts, the boy done well's drinking gets worse along with his temper, and most nights I sleep in a spare room. At the age of 24, I learn the hard truth that you cannot fix someone you love. In my second year at drama school, I meet the Italian stallion and realise I need to call time on my relationship with the boy done well. The Italian stallion is also 6'4", but he is built like a brick shithouse. He is the all-American boy. He's hung like a horse and he makes me feel like it's the 4th of July. At 25 years old, I am beyond happy. I have 7 agents interested in representing me. I have just booked my first professional gig at the BBC Radio 4 drama department, and I am truly, madly, deeply in love with the Italian stallion, who comes to my flat 2 days after we get back from the States and tells me it's over. I go through 4 of the 5 stages of grief in the space of an hour. Stop messing around, it's not funny. Please, I'll give you some space. You just introduced me to your entire family. Please don't leave me. I love you. The next morning, I feel as though I've woken up in a hospital bed with a doctor leaning over me saying, it's all right, we've taken your leg off and you can go home now. Total mind-numbing incredulity 1 minute, gut-churning, hysterical despair the next. I feel as if I've fallen off the edge of the world and no one can find me. I lose 15 pounds in 2 weeks. Misery becomes you, quips my chain-smoking dance teacher, the same dance teacher who asked me in my first term at drama school whether I wanted to play fat birds all my life, poking at my rounded little belly, the same belly the Italian stallion had loved so much. At 25 years old, my heart has been broken into 1,000,000 tiny pieces. I am single for the first time in 6 years. I am lost. It's Christmas, 1995. I am still heartbroken over the loss of the Italian stallion when husband number 1 sees me in the bar of the Canal Cafe Theatre. The first words he hears me shriek are, "Lager! Large!" to my girlfriend at the bar, I mean. Who could resist? He is clearly interested from the start, but I take a bit of persuading. He doesn't make my heart skip a beat. He doesn't make my knees go weak. He is not the 4th of July. But he's nice, and he's kind. He listens, he's interested in me, and after the drama of drama school, maybe a nice guy is exactly what I need. He's wearing a big silver Star of David round his neck, and he tells me he's Jewish right away. This sparks my interest. Something a bit different. Can I take you out for a drink Saturday night? Oh, sorry, I've got my best friend's rap party. Well, don't go. Come out with me instead. He won't take no for an answer. This insistence is appealing. Maybe he's not such a pushover after all. We start dating. Pretty soon we move in together. He introduces me to his small, tightly knit group of friends, and I introduce him to my vast network from youth theatre and university and drama school. We are the hub around which our social circle spins. Everyone likes him. We're happy. But there's something missing. Spiritually, we've both abandoned the practices we grew up with and are searching for a replacement, a new tribe to belong to. We start going to meditation classes and eventually get involved with a group that some have described as a cult. We become strict teetotal vegetarians and begin running as part of our spiritual practice. When I am 28, Guru tells us, you should get married. It's the perfect storm of age, a ticking biological clock, and a string of failed relationships that leads me directly to the altar. It's Christmas, 1999. I have been married just over a year. I am about to turn 30 years old, and I have no idea that my marriage will founder in Narnia. Best friend has come up to London to see the show, and we are making very short work of a couple of after-show pints in the pub that every actor in Stratford goes to, the Dirty Duck. I really enjoyed it. Did you? You're not just being nice. Book a night, you were brilliant. I didn't really have that much to do in it, but what you did was lovely. Can we get a pizza? Oh yeah, there's a fantastic place around the corner. They put chili oil on theirs. I've got a coupon somewhere. I always put chili oil on my pizza. There's a guy at the bar staring at me with a giant shit-eating grin on his face. Who's your friend? I don't know, I think he's a techie from the other house. Oh shit, he's coming over. I introduce us. The guy barely acknowledges best friend, which is really unusual because she's super famous and people normally push me out of the way to get to her. I'm the musical director on the Cherry Orchard. It's being set in a Russian-Jewish context. He points to his t-shirt, which has Jews of Russia written on it and some Hebrew characters. Oh, is that Hebrew? It's Yiddish, actually. I got it at a music camp I teach at. Oh, klezmer music. It's pronounced klezmer. Oh, right, yeah, klezmer. Oh, that's interesting, actually, because my husband is learning a Yiddish version of the to be or not to be speech at the moment. Oh, really? Who's he working with? I don't know, a guy called Barry, I think. Barry Davis. Know him well. Klezmer boy leaves an hour and a half later, having bought both of us a couple of pints each. As the door to the Dirty Duck swings shut, best friend and I take one look at each other and burst out laughing. Fuck me, Mrs. Married. You've not lost it. He couldn't have made it more obvious unless he bought a t-shirt with I fancy you written on it. It is the year 2000. I have just turned 30 years old and my first marriage is already over. First summer we're together, Klezmer boy has a proposition for me. What are you doing at Christmas? I don't know, going to see my family? Would you want to go to Klez Camp with me? What's Klez Camp? It's the music festival I teach at in the States. It's like Jewish band camp for grown-ups. It's in New Jersey this year, a place called Cherry Hill. Okay. Now, bear in mind that although husband number one is Jewish and Klezmer boy is Jewish, nothing could have prepared me for the full-on Jewishness that is Klez Camp. I spend the entire week feeling like a fish out of water. The yelling levels alone are terrifying. I don't know if yelling is a Jewish thing or a New York thing or both. I make stupid mistakes like asking for milk in my coffee at the end of a meat meal and eating the disgusting congealed bean stew called chulent that all the Jewish campers are avoiding like the plague. I feel like I have a giant neon sign over my head that's flashing Shiksa! And that all the Jewish campers' spidey senses are tingling because they can just smell. But once upon a time, I loved Jesus a lot. But I not only survived that first class camp, I actually really enjoy it. There's lots of singing and dancing, and after I got over the shouting, I realised everyone's super friendly. Especially the cute, funny guy who MCs all the concerts and who teaches the classes in Yiddish idiom, only about 50% of which I actually understand, but which make me laugh like a demented gibbon. He's at camp with his very cute 5-year-old daughter, and Klezmer boy tells me he's embroiled in a terrible custody battle. Poor guy. I first seen him in the bar of the Cherry Hill Hilton. He was cradling a beer and I had a thirst for one. I noticed he has beautiful hands. Rill, this is Wex. Wex, this is my girlfriend, Rill. Michael Wex and I bond, naturally, over our shared love of the Carry On movies, which were apparently popular in Wex's native Canada. Noting my rather prominent chest and dirty laugh, he writes, "Call me Babs" in Yiddish on my name tag. One night he asks, "Do you have a sister at home?" Yeah, but she's got a boyfriend." I don't realise it's a chat-up line directed at me. He is sweet and funny, super smart, but also kind of goofy. Our attraction, although implausible given our age and demographical differences, is real and mutual. Neither of us do anything about it because of Klezmer boy. Infidelity has left a very bad taste in my mouth, and Wex is far too much of a gentleman. Over the next 2.5 years, I see Michael Wex at one other Kles camp and 2 Klesfest Londons. We correspond via email, which reveals that we not only share a favourite cartoon character in common, Pepe Le Pew, but also both consider Ringo to be the best Beatle. I mentally file him under great guys I'll probably never get to be with.
For more information on the making of this video and its unique analog and digital assembly, please visit bigheadamusements.com.